What's up, squad? Back with another video. I seen that I was going down. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Says Jasmine Crockett says race is a key factor in Nolan Wells' death. Now, let me tell y'all something. I definitely told y'all that I would be definitely doing my best to look into, more so information about this case. I definitely, wanted to because I don't know. I feel like there's so many people that make a lot of things about race. From what I've seen today while finding and looking at different things, they're definitely making this about race, of course. And it's definitely sickening that they're doing this. Most definitely. This is Jasmine Crockett sharing her thoughts. Says with Jacob Wasserman, if I'm saying that right. I don't know. But TMZ DC on Nolan Wells' case. Let's check out what she said, y'all.
Congresswoman, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Nolan Wells investigation. Some people feel like it's racially motivated. What do you think?
I think that specifically as Black Americans in the United States right now, we are always going to question whether or not there is a racial motivation, but also if you know the history of Mississippi, I think that you'd have to be blind not to question potentially what is happening, especially in the case of an 18-year-old who ends up deceased without his cell phone, without any communication whatsoever with anybody, prior to ending up deceased, and he was out with his Caucasian friends, and then law enforcement tells everybody there's no foul play to be suspected. Now, a blind man could see that there's something to investigate, and so I want to applaud.
There's definitely something to investigate, but I'm not about to sit here, and I'm not a person that's going to jump straight to conclusions and like, oh yeah, this has a lot to do with race. I'm not a person that's about to do that. I've always thought that it's definitely wrong, to even go that way and to do that, and it's definitely sickening that she is, obviously, but it's no surprise saying that it's Jasmine Crockett.
Team, Ben Crump and his team, as well as his parents, for not giving up and accepting no as an answer.
Well, it sounds like you think it is racially motivated.
I absolutely think that, I can tell you that we don't have any answers, but if you think that race is not something to look at, then you are not really trying to investigate.
So what do you think?
Well, you know me. I'm a civil rights lawyer. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the fact that these white...
Saying you know me. It's like a Sonny Hostin, like...
I'm a civil rights lawyer. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the fact that these white kids deleted their social media accounts. It's not like they sat down and talked to law enforcement. It's not even like law enforcement decided that they wanted to sit down and talk to them. They decided, the little black boy ended up dead without his cell phone, without his friends, going and telling his parents, oh yeah, we got the cell.
I'm gonna be real, like, regardless of deleting, your social media, you don't know, who's told you to do that, who's did this, who's did that. Even if, I'm gonna go and say too that you do get nasty comments. Obviously, she just said herself, and I'm not making up an excuse, I'm just trying to be realistic again. She just said herself, well, you know how I feel, you know how I am, basically, that I put race within everything. Yeah, I think, man, these kids will, and mind you, it just wasn't white kids. This is another thing that they're trying to push. From what I've seen, the pictures that I've seen, it just wasn't white kids. You truly have so many bad comments. You're having bad DMs. You're having people tag you in things. You have those different things that's going on within this. So that could play a factor too. And like I said, I'm not one to assume, but I feel like they're truly taking it too far with this whole race.
They got to go and track down the phone and find the phone. It looks like a racial thing to me, but hey, maybe we'll find out that it wasn't.
Well, what's interesting is we had his football coach.
Maybe we'll find out that it wasn't, but y'all steady still pushing this whole it was a race thing. That right there is sickening to me.
On our TV show today, and he said that there was never any racial tension between any of the students or anything like that. So that kind of points that maybe this wasn't racially motivated.
I can't say what even the cause of death really is. We know that there's an independent autopsy that's going on, but I can tell you that race is absolutely playing a role. What role? Whether it had to do with his death, whether it...
How is she saying that race absolutely plays a role, but in the same breath saying, well, we'll just have to wait. And if it wasn't that, then okay. No, this shouldn't work like that. It should like that.
Had to do with
Man,
the
I'm telling
fact
you, that shit is
that maybe your friends left you to die, or your friends didn't care that maybe you did die. I do believe that there's a racial component, or if it's just in law enforcement, not feeling as if Nolan Wells was worthy of an actual investigation, but instead decided that there was no foul play, seemingly with no evidence, without talking to any witnesses. That to me is where there are racial components to this for sure. But I will not say that I know for sure that race played a role in his death.
Are you in the
I feel like there are so many people that do what I do and get paid shit. But then you have a Jasmine Crockett that's getting paid pretty good money, you know, and I'm blessed. I don't want to sit there and just make it seem like I'm just. But do y'all hear her? I'm just saying, like, how Sonny Hostin, another one. I can name so many individuals. They literally, it ain't all about the money. I'm just saying, how are y'all paying these individuals this much and they do crappy jobs? Y'all hear what she's saying right now? In the same breath, like, am I tripping? Let me make sure I'm not tripping.
Racial components to this for sure. But I will not say that I know for sure that race played a role in his death.
So she's sure that race plays a role in his death, but then again, she's not sure that. Man, I'm telling y'all, bro. I truly don't. I don't. What gets me about this whole thing, it can be a group of black dudes on the boat. It can be a group of black dudes on the boat. A group of black dudes on the boat. And something happened. And y'all want to know what's crazy about this whole thing? Y'all want to know what's crazy about it? Jasmine Crockett, Ben Crump, if that's his name, I don't even know if that's Tyler Perry, all the Cardi B, Sonny Hostin, and The View. I can name so many individuals that would not speak on that at all. Like I told y'all, I live on the outskirts of Indianapolis. I don't live in Indianapolis. I don't recommend. There are some cool parts, this, that, and the other when it comes down to it. But there's so many things that go on, especially black on black crime, and none of these individuals that I've named, anything like that, ever talks about that shit. It's always, okay, well, we are convinced that this white individual did this to him, and it's always about that. It's not about caring about the individual at all, regardless of who it is. It's always to boost them up. Just like this, is this his name? Ben Crump. If I'm saying it, if that's the wrong name, I mean, I apologize. I'm pretty sure that's who it is, but that's the same thing. It says right here, Nolan Wells' attorney says new photo possibly shows team made it back to the mainland. Let me tell y'all something. None of these individuals, they look at the simple fact, I see an opportunity that is spreading around social media because this is a black kid with some white friends, knowing that it was pretty diverse. But again, you have people, this is a black kid that something happened to him in the water, and we looking at all these white. Like I said, the investigation is still pending. I don't want to assume nothing. But I'm telling y'all right now that these individuals, like this man, like Jasmine Crockett, they look for these opportunities to boost them up. Who is his attorney? Jasmine Crockett. Who is Jasmine Crockett? Is the person that they want all that exposure, is what I'm saying. They don't care about Nolan Wells. They don't care about Nolan Wells' family. They see cheese. That's all they see. I'm telling you right now, they see money. Off bat. New York Post got it. Nolan Wells' attorney boosts wild theory. Team made it back to the land before passing away. As Powell says, it's not him in a fight video. So, from my understanding, They're saying that that's not him in a video. Like I said, multiple people, that this is not, says this is another coast town back in June. So this wasn't even the right. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's so many things about this. This is definitely crazy. Definitely crazy. You got another post by New York Post that Nolan Wells attorney boosts wild theory. Check it out right here.
The investigation into the death of college football player Nolan Wells has taken another turn as new theories continue to emerge about what happened the night he disappeared. The Wells family's attorney, Ben Crump, shared an unverified social media theory suggesting the 18-year-old may have made it back to the mainland after leaving Horn Island and was later photographed. In defending his elevating and uncorroborated conspiracy theory, Crump stressed that the claim has not been confirmed, writing that investigators sometimes have to follow all clues until the truth is found. It's a photo that some online believe shows Wells in the background, and it was taken at a pool party after he was reported missing. If true, it would completely change the timeline of the case. But there's no evidence confirming that the person in the photo is Wells. Meanwhile, another major part of the case is also being challenged. A viral video that many, including Crump, believed showed Wells in a heated argument on Horn Island may not involve him at all. A friend of his told Rolling Stone that he, not Wells, is the person heard yelling in the video during this dispute with his girlfriend, as well as another acquaintance. And multiple witnesses have backed up that account. Authorities have said they don't currently suspect foul play, but the family continues to push for answers as their independent investigation moves forward.
Like I said, this is something that we obviously can't, assume about. But I can tell y'all right now, I can't stand when people constantly, push off this is a race thing and this, that, and the other. My thing is, like I've repeatedly said, that just like they have this energy within this case, have all that energy for the things that's going on around the world, around America at that, when it comes down to all this black on black crime that's going on every single day. I've had people say it's bad in St. Louis, how people say it is bad, yes, in Indianapolis, that is bad, in Ohio, it's bad in Detroit, it's bad in all of these different places, and you truly don't have none of these individuals doing anything to make anything better. They're steady running their mouths about Trump, all because President Trump this and he's that. Man, it's truly sickening. I'm telling y'all. Check it out.
Back here in the U.S. now, we have new reporting tonight on that mysterious death of an 18-year-old Nolan Wells. For the first time tonight, we now hear from one of the last people to see him alive. Aaron Katursky in Mississippi.
Tonight, we're hearing from a friend of Nolan Wells who was with the 18-year-old on that isolated barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast July 4th, the last day Wells was seen alive.
It breaks our heart that we can't even fully grieve our friend because we're scared.
Trayston Shepard says he and his friends are now getting threats, and he declined to speak with us on camera. But he addressed this social media video that's part of the investigation. Shepard says he's the one heard arguing from the boat, not Wells.
That's the video I'm referring to. That's me yelling.
Shepard says he took a boat back from Horn Island in the late afternoon, but Wells stayed behind with a girl he had met. Wells did not have his phone, but his friend tells us that's not unusual while swimming.
When Nolan got in the water, he put his phone on the dash, also with...
Who takes their phone? Now, I can see if, you have those, the necklaces with the pack. But who takes their phone swimming? Usually have your phone, you set your phone down somewhere. You set your phone down somewhere and you go ahead and go swimming.
All the other 15 phones.
His parents say Nolan Wells went nowhere without his phone, but on July 4th, he left it behind in the boat. We're in about 2-3 feet of water.
So his friend is literally saying that
without his phone.
So his friend is literally saying he puts his phone on the dash, also with probably 15 other phones, yet his parents are going and saying things like he doesn't go out without his phone anywhere. So if you're literally swimming, whether it's ocean, a lake, pond, swimming pool, anything like that, and you're swimming, why would you have your phone? Where they were at, why would you have your phone in the water out here? Like, I'm confused. I'm truly confused. Why would you have, and then my thing is, this is the kicker. I truly believe and feel like Nolan Wells' parents are going in the same route. I can't even say the same route, because I haven't seen anything, but it's given the whole Carmelo Anthony. They're having these individuals come to them and making this whole thing about race, and now they're making this about race, and they're doing it's becoming a lot of harm more than anything. You know, it's becoming a lot of things that it's just things ain't. I'm honestly I feel like I'm lost for words, because again, for the 15th time, they focus more on, and this is the sad part about it, when it comes down to race, white versus black, rather than getting things checked. Man, when I tell y'all, and yes, it's crime, everybody, you know, everywhere with a lot. You know, it's crime with a lot. It doesn't matter race. But when I tell y'all that there's so much crime that I see in general, I will literally pull down when it goes down to my Citizens app. I will go to my Citizens app and literally go and look, and I can't do it that quick, y'all. Y'all know I'm a little slow. But you would literally look and scroll what's going down in Indianapolis. Police conducting a high-risk stop. It shows a young black teen or a young black individual with another black male. So you got two black individuals in Indianapolis. You have police activity out. A lot of this stuff is out east. You know, you have a shooting. You got a shooting right here. Where we at? You have you constantly having shootings as I'm scrolling. That's down in Indianapolis. And if you look at the news, and not even trying to be funny, it's somebody black. But you truly don't have, and I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to bash any type of, I'm going to say American. I'm not even going to say community. I'm just say American. I'm here to tell y'all, stop so much of putting focus on race versus, you know, this person versus this person, but rather put it and actually use a lot of that to stop violence in general. But in this case of y'all saying, oh, they did this as black boy, or I got Carmelo that it actually did something to somebody, why are y'all not using all this and doing the things that y'all doing when it comes down to a lot of this black on black crime? I find that completely
went nowhere without his phone. But on July 4th, he left it behind in the boat. We're in about 2-3 feet of water, and so people hop over the edge and swim to shore. Nolan Wells! The community is clamoring for answers. Are you on any timetable here?
I think it's important that we don't put ourselves on a timetable. It's important to be diligent in gathering all the facts. That's what the family deserves.
Exactly.
We're also learning tonight, David, the local district attorney is involved in the case, though so far there's no evidence to suggest what happened to Nolan Wells involved a crime. David?
Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky, tonight in Mississippi.
So it literally just goes to show y'all that, like, you people constantly, you know, doing their best to assume. And it's definitely sickening. Says Ben Crump and Al Sharpton literally just, they messed up any real chance, you know, or any real chance of real justice in Nolan Wells' case. As Reverend Jordan Wells said it great.
I think Reverend Al Sharpton and Brent Crump are making a mockery out of this case. I support justice for Nolan Wells. I think it's a horrible what happened to him. I've been saying that from the beginning, but the way these people, the parents should have allowed them to come in and take all the spotlight off him and now put it on them. They are not, those two people don't care about the black community. They're all about themselves. They're race hustlers. They don't care about anything unless it's negative press. Al Sharpton has done nothing for the black community his whole career. He's only been focused on himself and enriching himself. It's a business to them. And the moment you get them involved, you make it political and you make it about race, right? It's no longer about justice. It's no longer about finding justice for him. It's now about race. It's now about Ben Crump. It's now about Al Sharpton. It doesn't honor the boy. It doesn't honor his life, and it doesn't really put pressure. Actually, it can make things worse.
Definitely.
Right? Because now, if the police really are going to be defensive, because now they feel attacked. Now they feel like they're being, So now it's just like the Carmelo case.
I told y'all.
Carmelo was politicized. It was made into a race thing, and that did not help the case. The parents should have got them another lawyer that was not Ben Crump.
And told people we don't want none of that. We don't go within that rate. We don't do this. I'm good off that. I want this investigation to be thorough. I want it to be to run smoothly. I want things. That's all I care about. I don't care about you got this individual. We got this high individual that's doing this for us, and we got this. That ain't the main focus. Especially losing somebody. That's not the main focus. But seeing how individuals are, I mean, y'all
should have got all these black power people involved. Because the father himself said he don't believe necessarily that it was about race. He don't know.
Exactly.
So you not knowing now, they are definitely going to make it about race. So I just think it was a bad idea. I think they made a mistake. And I hope that he gets justice, because this is going to turn into a racial political spectacle.
I think so too. I think that it's definitely gonna get worse, and that's why I wanted to touch base on this and see about this. I had a lot of people speak on it, and I had to check it out for myself. I'm not gonna read all this, but y'all can definitely go check out Sarah Fields. Make sure y'all go check her out, and definitely give her a follow on X. Says in this case of Nolan Wells, everyone is asking me if I have an update. I don't. Why? Because I don't report on assumptions, speculation, and the internet rumors. I can agree. So far, that's all everyone has. It is unfortunate and unprofessional of race-baiting attorney Ben Crump to repost and amplify all these conspiracy theories on Instagram. Honestly, this should tell you who he is, an activist who desperately wants it to be a white person's fault, not someone who wants the truth and nothing but the truth. And y'all see it right there. It says one of Nolan's friends, Trayston Shepard, if I'm saying that right, if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, has now given a televised interview denying any wrongdoing. He says that no one in the group harmed Nolan, that in the viral video circulating online, which many people believe showed Nolan in the confrontation, actually does not show Nolan at all, but instead shows Shepard himself during a separate incident, and he urged people not to rush to judgment while the investigation continues. So far, everything you have seen about Nolan on the internet has been nothing but noise. There is no suspicion of foul play by authorities. And that truly goes to show y'all so much when it comes down that when I say the internet and social media is a hell of a drug, it truly is, because there's so many things that go into play within that. And that's what's sickening and sad about it, is that you truly have so many individuals that go and they'll look at different things, or they'll make fake videos, or they'll say this, say that, and then it just takes that one time for that to go everywhere, and then that's what starts things. And it makes it truly sad. They are even having a protest, yelling, doing this, doing that.
Well, we left that church. We left that church. And this is how it goes. This is how it goes.
And I'm not about to sit here and talk crazy about nobody. I'm not about to judge, even though that I truly don't agree with what's going on. I don't agree within a lot. I don't agree. Me personally, I'm not big. It's one thing about rallying and stuff like that. But I'm not big when it comes down to the protest. when it comes down to, the wrong reasons like this. They're marching for the reason why they ain't all these, man, look at this. Y'all got all these, well, mostly black men. Mostly black men. I see a couple white men. I don't know. They mix her. I don't know. But I see a couple of them. I see a few. But why y'all ain't doing nothing for these kids that's out here that's doing this and doing that? That's downtown areas. Doing the most. Why y'all ain't trying to get the youth into things? Telling them that no, that ain't the move. You shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. They rather do shit like this. You got it right here. This is Nolan Wells GoFundMe. They have raised $680,000. Definitely reminds me of, and I don't want to judge, but it definitely reminds me of, the whole Carmelo case and how they're going. I'm not going to lie. Seeing all of these, I don't know if they took the comments off, but I don't see comments, or even if they run comments on GoFundMe. It might not. I think that might just be give, send, go. But all this money that people are donating, they wouldn't think to go and donate when it comes down. Byron Allen donated $100,000, y'all. The lowest below that is $3,000. I feel like it's just so many things. And I'm not about to sit here and just say, like, no, I'm not gonna lie. I had I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that because I don't really know. I'm not gonna get into that. There's reasons for that. I gotta watch what I say. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Yes, donate. If y'all want to, do that, do that. My thing is, y'all have all of this and donating and putting y'all money for something like this. But when it comes down to the crimes that's happening around y'all and the things that's happening in the neighborhoods and this, that, and the other, y'all don't do nothing. People work ass backwards. I'm telling y'all. Sickening. Tamara Neely posted, said Watchman Benjamin Crump eat a snack during a serious interview about Nolan Wells struck me as unprofessional and distracting. More importantly, I question the decision to bring him as a spokesperson of this case. From what I've been publicly reported, there has been no evidence presented that Nolan's disappearance and unaliving were racially motivated. Can't even say unaliving, it's passing. Because of that, I think that is introducing racial narratives before the facts support them could distract from the central question: what actually happened to Nolan Wells. So I can't sit there and say, he got unalived or anything like that. His passing. I don't want to jump to conclusions, and assume.
Everything that people have been so kind and given to us, you can take that all if you give us our baby back. Like, I don't care. Our goal, again, is we just want a thorough, honest, transparent investigation. And I don't think that is asking for much.
Mm-hmm. Christine, Christine, did you also grow up in Mississippi?
Man, he's eating and doing this all unprofessional because he think he the shit. That's what it is. I mean, y'all gotta think he's in this for the money. He don't care about that. I'm telling you, he don't care.
You're in the South. It sounds like you did because you
talked about it. I did. I actually moved here when I was younger. So I'm half Filipino, which is another whole discourse that's going on. Yeah. Yes, I'm half Filipino, but again, when you look at someone, you are viewing phenotypes. And if you don't know what that means, people, that is the characteristics, like physical characteristics of a person. And so when you look at me, I'm a Black woman. If you ask me, I'm a Black woman. I am. But yes, I've been here since I was young. And just learning the history, knowing the history. My grandmother, my family actually on my dad's side is from here. She had a white father and, her mother was mixed. So getting these teachings, and she grew up around that time of segregation. So getting these teachings, she would always tell us, like, hey, this, and this. And so that just really stuck with me because I knew when I got to a point where I was blessed with children, I would need to tell them about these things. They would need to be.
Let me tell y'all something. I teach my girls there's good people and there's bad people. I don't get into that color, I don't get into there's good people and there's bad people. What they're doing right now with his parents is going by is truly sad. I'm not gonna lie. The things they're saying to Ben Crump and whoever this lady is down here, it's truly sad. That's all I can say. I just know that it's very sickening of them using this, as a whole racial issue, I should say. I mean, you even got, it says here, Tyler Perry to cover funeral expenses for Nolan Wells. I mean, you got Tyler Perry doing this. My thing is, Tyler Perry, let me see something right quick. I'm going to make some stuff make sense so y'all can actually get me. Let's look up Tyler Perry's net worth. He has an estimated net worth of $1.4 billion. So you have a billionaire that truly, you have so many things that's going on. And because this, again, they're trying to make this a racial issue, y'all go, and y'all try to push this. Let me tell y'all something. If Tyler Perry actually cared about the family, it wouldn't be headline Tyler Perry covered the expenses for the funeral, covered the funeral expenses. It would be either nothing or his funeral expenses are covered. And Tyler Perry just reached out to the family. They want their names out there. They want things up. They want the black community to look at the simple fact, this is a racial issue. We even got Tyler Perry to put this on the funeral. This is what all of this is, and it's truly sad on where things are going within this case and just in America in general. My thing is, and I want to show y'all this. Everybody got all this energy, this, that, and the other. You got people speaking on this. You got the higher ups. Barack Obama and Michelle. I know y'all gonna correct me. Everybody know them, right? They love Obamas. They love them. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, that Kamala situation. Tyler Perry. Everybody love the Obamas, right? Why y'all ain't get on here and say nothing about Tafari? Right? Nobody. Y'all ain't heard none of that. I ain't heard nobody speak about it. It got swept up under the rug. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Truly sickening. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.